The effect of the pinna on a person's ability to localize the source of a sound is one of the very interesting exploratory research projects undertaken by the Naval Ordnance Test Station. The project began about 3 years ago with a demonstration of the effect of the pinna to Dr. Bateau of United Research Corporation by an experiment involving the jingling of keys. We'll try to reproduce this experiment for you again. If Dr. Bateau will close his eyes, I'll try to test his ability to locate the source of the sound. Now, if you distort your ear lobes, or the pinna, you find that the whole character of the room has changed and your ability to localize the source of the sound is much decreased. You want to close your eyes again? This simple experiment has led to a number of theories and results which Dr. Bateau will explain to us in more detail.
After we'd made these observations of the effect of the pinna on localization, we needed to develop a hypothesis. We needed some logic to tell us what to do next, and we needed some knowledge of literature so we'd know what other people had done. The general idea was that a sound out here would arrive at this point later than it would arrive here. The difficulty is that there is a surface like that, any point of which provides the same time difference between the two ears, so that you couldn't know whether it was inside your head or outside or anywhere on that surface, so that the time difference is an inadequate explanation for the localization of sound. Some researchers added to this the idea that you have a head between your two ears and that the sound arriving from here will be weaker than the sound arriving to the ear on the same side as the origin of the sound. The same argument applies to this condition as applies to this. This essentially said that you can localize with one hole in your head. We know that logically that's impossible. But if we take our observation about the pinna and add the pinna to the hole in the head, we have the possibility of having a mechanical transformation which will permit us to localize and is similar to the time development of a coordinate system, but is done in a static system of delays. In order to test our hypothesis, we found it necessary to construct a duplicate of the mechanical structure of human hearing. First thing we did was to cast the ears of one of our engineers in silicone plastic. From this casting, we made a replica of the pinna. We took the pinna and put it in place on an ordinary closed dummy. Inside the pinna, inside the head, are microphones of as high fidelity as we could get. Around the microphones are lead isolators to keep the sound from arriving to them from anywhere except through the ear canal. The head is then filled with sand and wax so it won't sound hollow. First, the sound from the rear of the head, with the feature showing at the beginning of the waveform. As we move towards the side of the head, the feature slides up the slope and forms a depression at the top. As we go on around towards the front, it slides down the other side and forms the shoulder. The final test of our hypothesis is for a human being to localize through an electronic system which has ears with the microphones, such as we have constructed here. Those of you who have headphones, put them on, and you may hear for yourself. From the work we've done in human localization and the observations we've made, there are two conclusions that can be drawn. One, the external ears perform an important function in human localization. And two, that function is performed by the pinna, introducing time delays in the path of the incoming sound to the eardrum.